friend, I know I said that I wasn't buying any more books. I know I said that I lied.
There's a
To
50% off sale, so
Yes, and I got a couple of books. The ones that I wanted weren't
hmm
on sale, but there was one that Have you seen that nonfiction? It's called Careless People. That's supposed to be about like Facebook and Meta and all that other stuff. I
hmm
got that because it was only like 15 something.
Oh.
But I got Dominion, a physical copy, high key,
Oh.
low key. After we finish recording tonight, I'm gonna run to the Barnes and Nobles and pick my books up so that I can start reading Dominion tonight because everybody is talking about it
Everybody's talking about it. I
and
want to read it
I'm
now.
feeling away.
hmm
Um, so I only got three books. Oh, and I got Putting Myself Together by Jamaica Kincaid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So those are the three that I got. I also got Birth of a Dynasty,
hmm
which I will be reading next week at some point eventually. And this nonfiction that's about a murder. Some about somebody going down to Georgia or something.
Mm.
Hold the line.
Yeah, yeah. I want to start Dominion. I was trying to figure out where because we got all these books to read.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I need to read it. I think I'm gonna read it after we finish um this one book that we have to read before this week. Before
Yeah.
our special guest comes on this week. So I'll probably read it after, like Labor Day weekend type of situation.
Yeah. I have to so like the end of next week I have to read Plus Size Player. I know that's not gonna take me but 5 minutes
Yeah,
because
no, that's
romance that's
fine.
gonna read fast.
Yeah.
Um I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. But the other book that I got is The Devil Went Down to Georgia, which is about it's a true crime thing or whatever. So,
Mm.
and everything I got the corresponding audiobook for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because why not expand your audiobook library? Um, so yeah. This is Shelby.
Or,
Ooh,
I'm sorry. I was
you
just
okay,
thinking
friend?
about, I was just thinking where to, because I'm still thinking about Dominion. I was like, or I could put down Make Your Way Home and pick up Dominion and
You
come
could,
back to
because
Make Your Way Home.
you're gonna want to like sit with Make Your Way Home,
Yeah.
and you might finish Make Your Way Home and be in a reading slump, and I don't want that for you.
I'm in a good
So,
groove, man.
but Make Your Way Home is so
So good. hmm
fucking great that yeah, maybe slow read Make Your Way Home,
hmm
and I'm telling you, I'm going to get Dominion. I'm gonna sit in here tonight and start it.
hmm
Um, and then this weekend, my goal is to finish Dominion, The Catch, and Cursed Daughters. Now, Cursed Daughters is I'm slow rolling that one
hmm
because I'm like, ooh, like I could feel myself like I want to sink deep into it. I
hmm
want to really bad, but
hmm
also I can feel like the if I do that, it might give me a reading slump. So that might be
Yeah.
something that I might slow roll it too,
hmm
but I don't want to. I don't want
All
to.
right. Let's roll in the show. Because we already started talking.
This is Shelby,
And this is Jess.
and welcome back to the League of Extraordinary Readers. I am excited to tell y'all that we finished a book. Amen.
hmm
Amen. I thought that
hmm
that wasn't going to happen this year because everything that we picked just wasn't really hitting the way that we thought it
Yeah.
was. It what before we went on our like summer break,
Yeah.
we did what Titus and
Destry.
yeah, we did Titus and
Yeah.
Destry.
Yeah. I think that was it. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
we did stuff before that.
Right, but it was just like Titus and Destry was supposed to be something else. and then or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But we finally finished something. So we read Firstborn Girls by Bernice L. McFadden, which just was calling Firstborn Daughters last week, and I didn't even hear that she was saying it until she sent me a voice note, and I was like, "That is not the name. That is not the name
There,
of the book, friend."
there's like 5 million books rolling through my head. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Firstborn girls,
Absolutely.
firstborn daughters. It's it. Firstborn.
Right.
Firstborn.
The first.
Yes. Like you get it. Like it is what it is. But how was your
So,
week, friend?
my week was okay. I don't have anything of importance
Mhm.
to mention. I don't even know what I've read this week for real. Let's look and see. There were no like book events or anything like that.
Mhm.
I am at 90 books for the year.
Nice.
Oh, I know what I finished. Midnight Rooms. That book was weird as shit.
Mm.
Um, like weird to like I don't even necessarily think I know the creature for real. That was supposed to be the scary
Mm.
part.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not super scary. So I wouldn't like if you want to read this book and you're off put by the synopsis, I say don't be off put by it because it's not very scary. It does read like classical literature though, so think Jane Eyre, the Bronte sisters,
Mm.
Charles Dickens, like think it reads like that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't boring at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was interested. I wanted to like stick with this character and see the main character's name is Orabella. I wanted to stick with Orabella and to see where she ended up. Um so it was good, but long story short, she was a an orphan, but she was living with her uncle and they sold her off basically. Like her uncle needed to pay off his debts. A man comes, says that he
Mm-hmm.
wants to marry her, and the bride price was enough to pay off her uncle's debt. So they sent her off with this family.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets to the estate. It's creepy. It's very much given Pan's Labyrinth. And they immediately are like drugging her with this tea. They're locking her in her room. Nobody's really
Mm-hmm.
telling her anything. And then all of this weird stuff is happening. Like she tries to sneak out to like walk around the property and like the halls and stuff is changing. Um the servants are very weird. Like she sees somebody turn into a fox. There are
Mm.
fairies in the house. It's like a lot going on, and we kind
Wow.
of follow her through the story. So, but it was good. I could see why a lot of people haven't been talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is like I could see if I had read it sooner, I would have come on here and told y'all like, oh, I hated it, right? Like show
Mm-hmm.
the reader a few years ago would have been like, that was terrible and bad. Now I understand. I just don't read classic literature enough. I don't read this genre in this time period in England,
Mm-hmm.
London enough. And I feel the same way about what's that gal? What's that girl's name? Henderson is her last name. She wrote um
Oh, I know
that
who you're
book about
talking
them.
about. I
It was
still
like a
haven't read
vampire
it.
book. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
talking
have.
about.
Yeah, yeah.
It reads similar to her stuff.
The Year of
And
Witching?
yes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that was the one that I finished. Whatever was after that, I didn't.
Okay.
Whatever was her first release, I definitely finished. But it reads like her work, where it's just like the characters feel racially ambiguous. Like these are supposed to be
Mm.
black characters, and I was like, I would have fooled me. I mean,
Yeah.
could have been anybody, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it wasn't bad. It's just I understand that like I just don't read this time period enough. I don't read authors that write in this particular way enough to really like
Yeah.
sink into a piece of work like this. So it's not that I hated it. It's not that I absolutely loved it. It kept my attention. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I'll say. It kept my attention. It made me want to Alexis Henderson. It made me want to go back and like
Yes.
give her work another try.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I could see myself like
Yeah, getting into it.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. I finished that. I finished Firstborn Girls, and that was really it. that was it for my week, friend.
Okay.
And before we opened up the episode, I told y'all all the books that I bought.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was pretty
Okay.
much it. Oh, one other thing that you'll want information on.
Mm-hmm.
I got the new Forever Mood perfume. I got a little tiny one. It's like
Oh
$30
yeah.
because I wanted to smell it. Yes, I'm probably gonna get the big bottle.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
probably gonna splurge and get the big bottle. I mean, it's $80, which for a perfume is on the lower end of things, right? I've paid
Mm-hmm.
300. One of my favorite perfumes is $300. I love that
Mm-hmm.
Narciso Rodriguez I am a scent girly, okay? Y'all
Mm-hmm.
know how I am. Don't be ashy, don't be funky around me. Did you see my mama on my stories a couple weeks ago saying that lady in the grocery store smelled like nightmares?
Yeah, I did. All I could do is shake my head, bro. Like, what?
So just to further express, the funk don't live here anymore, okay? It never did. But yeah, I meant to text you and Bridget that earlier that like I sprayed it on my hand and the dry down is my favorite. It's one of those
Okay.
ones that when you spray, like put it on your skin and like
Mm-hmm.
walk around Sephora for a little bit. And once it dries down, you get the fullness of it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not too floral, it's not too sweet, but it has just enough of that, like,
Like to, yeah,
at the
do
end.
it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, this might be my favorite. Some of her other perfumes, like they weren't any that I was like, oh, I need that forever. Like I need a bottle. It was just like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. This one is that girl. It's
Mm-hmm.
that girl. I can't wait until I layer it with the EOS pistachio lotion.
Oh, who was I talking about EOS? Was it you
It
or
might
was it
be. It might have been.
Charisse? Because we were talking about how that one just is not, it does not moisturize very well.
Okay, so
At
I
least for me.
find that I have to do like my oil first.
Yeah.
And I do my EOS last, and that does the trick. Like I will say, like with the EOS
Mm-hmm.
on top of me, like putting my oil on, my skin stays like super, super soft. I doubt that it would do that without,
Without it.
yeah. But
Okay. It's not one of those like moisturizers or
yeah,
lotions.
no,
Yeah.
it's something that I would pair with something else.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I use it more for scent anyway than I
Mm-hmm.
do for like moisture purposes, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Um, but speaking of body care stuff, mom told me this morning that she did order the pattern body
Oh,
bundle.
I'm so curious to see how that
I
is.
will come back, I will come back with a full
Yeah.
report. Either I'll say it on here or it'll be on my vlog, one of the
Mm-hmm.
vlogs or whatever when it comes. They had like a bundle with everything in it. I wasn't really too pressed for the body wash. Like, I mean, I'll use it to see how it functions.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to try the cream. I want to try the body oil. I want to try the scrub. And if those are
Yeah.
good, then we'll
That,
re-up.
yeah, yeah. The hair stuff, she does a good job with hair. So I'm glad that she pivoted into this because like even the images were just like stunning, like
Yes. But you know
really
what?
stunning.
Tracy Ellis Ross has always been like, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but she's my birthday twin, right? So like I
Yeah.
followed her for like ever. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
she's always been a tips and tricks kind of girly. Like she's
Yeah.
always been the friend
Yeah.
that's like, "Oh, I'm gonna call Tracy because she'll show me, like she'll know
How
how
to
to
do
wash
this.
this random shirt that I got that say I can't put it in the wash machine. She'll
Yeah.
know like a little trick real quick to get the bags from under your eyes. Like she's always been that
Mm-hmm.
girl. So I'm not concerned. Like I know that this is going to be,
Yeah, this is gonna be
it's
fire.
gonna be, yeah, like
Yeah.
I know. Like I
I
already
actually
know my mom and I are probably gonna tussle over that body cream.
the body cream. I actually would have preferred her to do body care versus hair. I mean, I know hair is like legit, like obvious for her, but I
Hmm.
would have actually preferred her to do body care just because of how much her brand is centered around the body and all
Yeah,
those things, and then pivot into hair
hair.
if that. But that's just, that's just how I look at it. I think celebrities, there's a strategic plan. A recession indicator is very real on certain things, but I'm happy for I like her stuff and I like her as a person, so I'm gonna support it regardless.
Yeah, she's I love her.
Mhm.
But how was your week, friend? What'd you read? What you getting up to? What have you been up to this week?
This week is long. I don't even know where to even begin. Um, at the top of started Sunday, I had a shoot for a client. I told you this in private, but I don't mind. I'm not gonna tell everything. But me and the client didn't work out, basically. But more from a not from the standpoint of like uh, not that I wasn't doing good work or anything. I know the work that I was delivering was good. I just don't think we would have meshed well work-wise because she's on like a different way of things are not organized and stuff like that. So I started the week off by basically we decided not to move forward, which is
Okay.
great. It set the tone for the week to be less stressful.
Hmm.
So I was happy about that. Then 75 hard, you guys know I'm doing that. So I've been walking, I did Pilates. I took one of the hardest Pilates classes ever on a Monday. Was it Monday? Or two? Yeah, it was Monday. I'm looking at this small, older woman thinking, you're not gonna do too much to me. You're not gonna do too, it's glutes and abs. What you gonna do? She started that class off. I said, "Oh,
Pull
girl."
your ass up, huh? That's what you get for underestimating the elders. That's exactly what the hell
Yeah,
you get here for.
snow for
Old lady turned y'all every way but loose.
no, legit. She was in there. Come on, guys. I've been doing Pilates since 2004. I said, wow.
I would have been
I
like,
get to
half I only been doing this since a couple weeks ago. Calm down.
relax. She really like I was sore. I haven't felt that sore since I started doing Pilates in January. My first class in January. I remember that day so vividly because I was so sore. I haven't felt that sore since that sore. I mean, I'm sore after, but like
Right.
that
Right.
sore where I'm just like I don't even feel like doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I decided on Wednesday, because I walked on Tuesday, which was like a little buffer. I decided on Wednesday to take another Pilates class with my girl, Orly, and then she wanted to do plus and more. And I was in, you know how like they tell you to like pat your leg when you're doing certain motions, especially when it comes to like legs and glutes. I was in there like this, beating my goddamn leg because my leg was hurting so bad. She was like, "Come on, Jessica, you got this." And I'm like, "Orly, I don't got it.
I was gonna
I
say,
really
no,
don't.
no,
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 no, no,
no,
no,
I
no."
don't have it.
So, a very active week. I mailed bookmarks, which was fun. I actually need to mail yours.
Is that what Sarah did? She ordered me some?
Yes,
I
yours is
love
on the
her.
way.
I need to
Um,
I before we get into like
mhm.
Firstborn Girls later, I feel like this is a Sarah book. Like all the information in it, I feel like she
Mhm.
would have a time
She would go
uh
in. Yeah.
annotating that. Like there's so many different things, different routes that she should go. I just that was in my head because you mentioned her.
No, she would do amazing. She would love it, like eat it up. I did an assisting gig, which was really fun. It was at this hotel in like West Hollywood. I did see a roach, wild roach, just like this at this ritzy place with all these rich people. So the gig was like it was a award ceremony for the travel industry, and it was
Okay.
like I met like people from like Delta and all this other stuff. It was pretty
Oh.
cool. Yeah, like they was winning awards for like Chicago O'Hare won the best airport for like family friendly airport,
Oh
stuff like
wow.
that. Yeah, it
Okay.
was very fascinating. Um, and what else? Yeah, I think that's it when it came to like activities. What I read, Gwendolyn, The Ghost of Gwendolyn Montgomery, excellent book. It wasn't like it was very, yeah, it was really great. Like I'm really happy I went back. This is just like a testament to like sometimes if you just aren't gelling with the book at the time, it really might be just you. So I went back because I was in a reading slump when I started it.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I opened it and I was like, what am I reading?
Right.
Closed it and went on with my life. But I'm glad I went back and read it because it is a great book about like I think it shows a little bit about the ancestral roots and stuff, and I can see why people are comparing it to Sinners because it does open you up to like exploring that a little bit more judgment free. Um, Although I don't necessarily practice those ways, I somebody that respects that and I
Yes.
do like enjoy learning about it just from like a historical and just a learning standpoint. I'm not one of those Christians that are just like, oh my gosh, the devil. Like, no. Certain things are like, ooh, interesting. But like I'm not I feel like I've grown a lot to say like, oh, I can sit here and read this without feeling like this is
Yes.
disturbing my spirit in some sort of way. It
Right.
isn't. It's very like, and I like the fact that he included Panamanian because I know he's
Yes.
Panamanian. That
Mhm.
aspect of it was very beautiful to
Right.
see. I haven't seen that representation.
Mm,
I'm trying to think,
right.
trying to
And
find it. I
I
haven't
like
seen
that
that.
it was like there was not only the Panamanian
Mm-hmm.
rep but also history there, right?
Yes,
That I
yes,
was
yeah,
like, how would I have learned this information, right? Like how would I have gotten this had it not been for
yeah,
this book? So it was I'm glad I do that you would enjoy it.
yeah.
So I'm glad that you
Yeah, I think it's one of those books that definitely is Sinners adjacent. Definitely just a great book if you're going into the fall and you want something to like jump you into it. This is
right.
a good book to be like, I'm gonna start my fall off with this. It was really good. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. And then I finished Capadonna. I'm glad I pushed through. I mean, it wasn't like I was pushing through. Had a little of a slump, just a little bit. It was like lingering. But Capadonna is an intense person. He's very intense. But I
Heavy.
can see why there is such a charm to him because he just takes it a step further than Capone, although very delusional. But I respect the delusion, like I think if I had read any of these books maybe 2 years ago, I would have never been able to like digest it because for me with romance, I'm thinking too realistically when it comes to
Yes.
things. And
Yes.
so I just had to push that away and be like, you know what? This could be somebody's reality. Somebody out there is intense as fuck, and it might be a Capone out there in the world or a Capadonna.
Listen, and as someone who usually is the intense one in a relationship, I
Mm-hmm.
also so like one of Jaquel J's uh male characters, Menace. Menace does
Oh
that thing where
yeah.
if you like say something to him that he don't like, Menace be like, "Oh, you said fuck my mother," and they be like, "What?" I
Mm-hmm.
am that person. Like my best friend called me the other day, and I answered the phone, and I said, "Oh, bitch, I thought you hated me."
Yeah.
It had been 24
Yeah.
hours. So it's like I can yes, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
no. I think one thing we can take from both of them is act and delusion. They had manifested both of those women and both these women looked at them like, you are crazy and delusional that you're gonna pick me up. No, but they manifested that. They spoke that into existence. You gonna be my wife. And sure enough, I thoroughly enjoyed it. First of all, Kendra, there's a special seat in hell if you were a real person.
And there are bitches like her out there. That's the part that
That's the
if
crazy part
anybody
about
is
it.
real, if Capone and Capadonna are not
It's her.
Kendra, that funky bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's actually worse. I would say worse than what's homegirl. What's her name?
Tasha.
Tasha. No, yeah, Tasha and Capone's baby moms. Erica?
Oh,
No. What's her
dang,
name?
what is her
Damn.
name? I
I
don't
feel like it
know.
starts with an E. I feel like it's Erica.
Is it?
I don't think so. I don't
Whatever.
know. Whatever,
Um,
yeah. But like both of them, Tasha, I think Tasha and Kendra are like both in the same, even more. But yeah, I like Capadonna. I think it's a good one. I'm gonna definitely finish it this weekend. I am at If I finish all the books that I have lined up for the month, I will be at 12 books for the month.
amen. I
Yes.
am at a total of, let's see. Let's see. I'm at 7 books for the month. That's a little behind for me, but
Yeah,
if
with
I
all the
finish,
reading.
I text my mother and said, "What's Capone's baby mother name?" Gay said, "Heifer." You can't even see it. I'm sick of my mother. See that? Heifer.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's her name.
Yeah, I'm at 7 books. The Catch,
Yeah, you gotta start reading, listening
Dominion,
to the catch. Yeah.
Cursed Daughters. So
Mm-hmm.
8, 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Book 9. Plus size player, that's 10.
And it's 31 days this month. I feel like I can push it to maybe 15.
Yeah, I'm trying to, if I read 10 more books for the month, I'll be at 100 for the year.
Yeah.
I could be delusional because as of right now, we got 10 more days. If I read a book a day,
Oh, no, you're being very delusional. I mean,
give or take, give or take,
I
I
feel
can
like if the
finish.
you can finish the catch in one sitting if you wanted to.
Yeah,
You could finish Dominion if it's really as good as the girls say.
yeah,
And the thing that you're gonna mess up with is Cursed Daughters because if it's really as
yeah.
good
That's
as
gone.
like you say it is, I would say put that to the 31st.
Yeah,
So when you go into September, you can take like a little lull of a break for a
yeah.
couple of days or so and
Right.
then jump back into it. I would do it that way if you wanted to do a book a day.
Hmm. Her name was Ella.
Boom. It was a E.
It was because we both was in here like, what all was her name?
Yeah, her. The catch. I'm a. What am I doing? Saturday.
The Catch is another weird book. I don't really see the vision for where that's going, and I don't like that I can't see the vision for it.
I want to see it. I really do.
I
I'm
want to
gonna
see it too.
try because we should finish it this weekend.
Hmm.
I'm a. I'm gonna try finish it this weekend, listening to it, and then start uh, an the secret person that we have on their first book.
Yeah, my
I'll
goal is
start
to start
that.
that the latest Monday.
Yeah.
High key,
So
I read the first few pages and I was like, "Ooh!" I had to like stop myself.
don't tell me that.
Yeah, I had to stop myself because I read the first couple pages and I was like, "Oh, I want to see where this goes."
I know he's gonna eat it up, man.
I
Oh,
just know it too.
anyways.
Um.
Um, I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Did we have any church announcements? I skipped right over that segment.
Buy my bookmarks.
Yeah. Buy her bookmarks. I
Buy
also
Shelby's
have
merch
merch.
too.
Right. I have
Yeah.
merch. I got all kind of links and shit. All kind. Whatever it is you need, I got it. I'm like that man back in the day on cartoons. He opened his trench coat, got all them watches.
Mm-hmm.
That's me, but with books.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, buy her merch. Make sure
Buy
you
my
put your
merch.
links in there,
Oh
Shelby.
yeah, I do need to do that because people be like, "You got merch," and I'll be like, "Yeah, girl." And they be like, "What's the link, baby?" I don't know.
I don't know. The link to the merch is crazy. What else? Any other church announcements?
No, I don't think so. I think we
Oh,
can get
well,
into
next
this month.
month, let's tell the people. Oh no, we can tell them next week what our book of the month next month is.
No, we can tell them now. Because what book
Okay.
is it? What did we decide on?
Night Crawling
Oh, baby,
by
child, look.
Layla
I just
Motley.
I just put that on. That's something that I did this week. I guess that's where the blankness in my mind was. I got a couple of new book cards.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh
so
yeah.
I was putting those together and I put night crawling on a book card because in my head I was like, I think I'm reading this soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I put
Yeah,
it there.
yeah.
So yeah, the night crawling, because we do want to read her most latest book.
Yeah.
But we wanted to read night crawling first. So we will be reading that in the month of September. If you guys would like to join us, there will be a link for the book in the thingy. And yeah, we'll
Yeah.
talk about it at the end of the month.
Hmm. What else? I think that's it.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
that's
think we
it.
got anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so Firstborn Girls, what are your overall thoughts, Frank?
Hmm. I think, hmm. It's a good book. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I would say I think it was a good memoir. I think this is, I admire people that when we think of memoirs, we think of like celebrities automatically.
Hmm.
And we think of like, oh, these celebrities always have like a great like background because they're celebrities. But I admire people like Bernice or Safia Sinclair or I forgot the girl that wrote Education that had that crazy story. Regular people have interesting backgrounds. And I
Yes.
think as a writer, I think your background really does inform your writing, essentially, like especially your memoirs. I think her memoir is very comprehensive, is well done. I think I like the fact that she was very, like we talked about the little details of her not putting, like saying her mom's name. I mean, not saying
Yeah, like
mom,
their
saying,
honorifics, not saying their titles. She was using their
mm-hmm,
first names. So for everybody at the back of the church, Firstborn Girls is the memoir of Bernice L. McFadden, who is a
mm-hmm.
author. She's written Sugar and a few. She has an extensive list actually.
Yeah.
Um, praise song for the butterflies, the Book of Harlan, Gathering of Waters, Glorious, The Warmest December, This Bitter Earth,
Mm-hmm. Camilla's
Loving God.
Rose.
Right. She has a few
Mm-hmm.
um different titles. So yeah, I think I agree with what you're saying. Like her kind of just leading with like, hey, from one end of it, she is just this regular girl from Brooklyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, half black, half West Indian,
Mm-hmm.
with a huge family with a bunch of different stories to tell from all the perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I did think it was cool that she wasn't using their names like it was, or she was using their names, she wasn't using
Yeah.
their titles, because I
Yeah.
think we often can get lost in like with a title comes responsibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think what her story tells and how she tells her story proves
Mm-hmm.
that there are all of these things that you experience in your life that lead up to why you can or cannot live up to said title.
And you know what? When you say that, I was also thinking about from the perspective of being a mother and how we say our parents are human too. Our parents
Yes.
were some, like, especially when you grow up and you start to be like, dang, I really realize why my mom or my dad would be like really shouting in church or something like that because, like, girl, these bills is real grown bills, or like you understand their perspective of how they raise you because their background informs what is going on. And when you
Right.
start to view your parents or your elders around you as just humans, just how you would like your kids or the people that in your life to view you as human, I think then that perspective really like changes how you view them and how you interact with them and how you honor them at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. Um I think my favorite part is all of the history that she
Mm-hmm.
weaved into her own story.
Yeah.
Like it was like this connecting point of like all of this stuff that happened wasn't that long ago. Because while I
Mm-hmm.
was living, these things were happening. Or while my parents were living and dating or whatever, this was happening too. So I thought that
Mm-hmm.
was cool to kind of bridge that disconnect because they do purposely show us certain things in black and white and they omit certain information.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm sorry, my kufi got a little tight just now. But but it's I think that's an important tidbit, right? To
Mm-hmm.
know that we aren't as far removed from things as we think we are, right? It was
Yeah.
just in our
Mm-hmm.
grandparents and their grandparents generations,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and their parents or whatever, when a lot of these things were happening. And we have to be a little bit more cognizant of that because if we are able to be aware of that, then we're aware of
Mm-hmm.
why what goes on. And then even for her to show like okay, her father was very abusive.
Yeah.
Um and she had to live through that, but she still ended up like she had this awareness of like, oh, my father is abusive, this is
Mm-hmm.
wrong, but she still ended up with men, although not as bad as her father, but with
Yeah.
similar traits, right? So to show
Yeah.
that like even when you understand that you could and should be doing better, um there still is a disconnect, there still is
Mm-hmm.
a, you know, like there's still things to learn and to grow.
Yeah. I did enjoy her weaving in her Bayesian history
Yes.
and like putting those tidbits as well. I think that that experience, I don't think a lot of people think about that experience of going home, like where your
Mm,
parents would call home and really enjoying it and then coming back and like having to readjust or having to view the world a little bit differently because you're in a nation of like all Black people and then you come back
yeah.
home and you're just like, well, I'm met with racism again. I'm met with X, Y, and Z versus when I'm in Barbados, it's a little bit different because they're more of a Barbados also is a free nation in a sense now. Which is like the trajectory hearing that history of how strong they were. They were the first ones to have a woman prime minister.
Mhm.
And then as well as like being a free nation separating from Britain that way. So
But
just to see it that way is very interesting.
she also shows very well the parallels between the
Mm-hmm.
South and Barbados, right?
Oh
Because
yeah.
like when her she went with her grandmother down south and when she was
Yeah.
a kid and they got in the car and they were talking about like a situation that they had with the police and how that turned out or whatever, but then in Barbados the conversation was about, oh, remember such and
Mm-hmm.
such, like do you remember why can't I think of her name right now, the first black woman to run for president, what's her name?
Oh, whatchamacallit? Oh, we were just talking about her the other week.
I can see her
Shirley
clear as day.
Chisholm.
Yes, Shirley
Mm-hmm.
Chisholm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, talking about Shirley Chisholm, and then
Oh
her grandmother
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
"I'm not gonna vote for her. Like, why would I do that? What would a woman know about
Mm-hmm.
such and such and such?" So it's like there's just this parallel to
Mm-hmm.
the way that the places look, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
talking about the experiences with outhouses, in both
Mm-hmm.
instances, right? Talking about just how the adults interact with each other and how the adults interact with the children.
Yes.
It's very similar, right? So I thought that was cool too that she did that without like making it very obvious. It was, you know, she
It's
put that in
like
there.
those. Yeah, no, that's the perfect example. And I think people forget there is a distinct connection. With Barbados is a little bit different, but Bahamas is very, very much connected with Florida because like Florida and
Mm,
South Carolina, because technically Gullah Geechee has like they sound literally like Bahamians and actually sometimes Bajans to an extent, but they have a direct link to Bahamians as well when it comes to the slave trade and everything. It's just a
mhm.
couple like stops and legit like. it's right there. So I think when we're talking about the South and when we talk about the Caribbean, it is not far off at all, especially for islands such as the Bahamas, because of how close a lot of the shared cultures in Florida, in South Carolina, and Gullah Geechee is. And I think if more people started to think when we have these diaspora wars, I'm about to get Dr. Umar on them.
I was gonna
Um,
say, pull your kufi down, friend. Pull your kufi down a little bit.
well, but for real, when we think about these diaspora wars, we're not as far removed as we think we are, like when it comes to certain things.
No.
Um, I was talking to a friend as well this week about we were talking about the gospel music and CCM, and they
Mm-hmm.
were just kind of like, "Oh, I feel like gospel music is kind of not surface level, but it feels more yearning and more like what's the word I'm looking for? Um, I don't know. Like it just and the intentions around how she was saying gospel music sounds versus CCM has more a theological standpoint. And I was just like, why do you feel like that distinction? Like, why do you dismiss what we have in our music overall versus with CCM. And at the end of the day, I wish we would all start to see that a lot of the things that, and Bernice also touches on this, is like white people are always kind of whitewashing and infiltrating our things and infiltrating our minds about how we think of things and how we
Mm-hmm.
divide ourselves, right? And I think there's so much division when we have like all these different conversations all the time. It's
Right.
very interesting to see. But yeah, I had
It's like
to
I think people don't want to acknowledge that part. Like I think they
mm-hmm.
like to leave out the white supremacy of it all. And they think
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, I want to get to the bottom of this." And the bottom is always white supremacy. The bottom is always whites.
All the way down.
And
Yeah.
they be like, "No, no, 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 no. There has
Mm-hmm.
to be some other reason." It's like, "No, you were taught that. You were
Yeah.
taught a whole bunch of stuff at the benefit of white people
And we have
and
to unlearn it.
point
We
blank
have to
period."
unlearn it. Yeah.
I do wish that like although we got some information about her father, like he was in the
Mm-hmm.
military and that sort of thing, I wish she would have delved into that more because I feel like that had a lot more impact on who she is
Mm.
than the family members that she talked about, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
although everybody plays a part, right? Like I think her father and who he was as an abuser
Mm-hmm.
imprinted on her in ways that she probably is still grappling with.
Yeah. And I think I was thinking about when she was talking about him being abusive and him being like his background would have informed more of what why he was that way.
Yeah, and then
And
it's
I
like
think it's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
it's okay. She mentioned giving him his father's like army thing or whatever, like military
Mm-hmm.
card. And like he had this moment, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna get it now. But then it's like,
Mm-hmm.
then we don't, right? We know that
Mm-hmm.
he went,
Mm-hmm.
he fought in a war, he like did things, but I feel like that would have given
And
us more.
it might be a therapeutic type of thing because
True.
maybe she didn't even really want to talk about her father. And
Very
the
true.
publisher was like, you might need to add this little tidbit in because it's
Very
informed, it
true.
helps the readers. So she gave them, that's just like an assumption, but she
Yeah.
gave what she could from a
Like for the
standpoint
sake
of
of
how,
her mental health and her
yeah,
mind and whatever the relationship is with her father to this day and so on and so
yeah,
forth. Absolutely. I can see that.
yeah. And we all, I guess that's also like a subtle way of saying I'm still working through things.
True.
I'm still working through things on my way,
True.
on my own, and we're all not perfect, but I also don't know if I can deal or come to my own conclusions with this right now. So
Right.
that might be it. Who knows? It might
I
be.
also felt like so you haven't read Elin Harris's memoir, have you?
No, I
What
don't think.
Becomes of the Brokenhearted. So Elin Harris is a
No, I
black
don't know.
gay author, very big in romance.
Oh
In the
yeah, I
times
need
of
to.
Eric Jerome Dickey,
Mm-hmm.
that like in the 90s, stuff like that. His memoir is actually phenomenal. I think you'd really enjoy it. But I kind of felt the same way with his and Firstborn
Mm-hmm.
Girls, where it's like they both wrote this in a time of their lives where it's like they're peaking and there's so much more.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like I feel like she could have given us a whole nother book about her being a writer. And like she calls her ancestors angel sisters. But
Mm-hmm.
then like I felt like that was lacking too. Like I would have loved more of the spirituality that she,
Mm-hmm.
like that she practices and like what that actually looks like for her. Obviously, we got to keep some things to ourselves, but I think to start with the prologue and calling them angel sisters kind of set me up for like, oh, we're going to get to this bigger,
Mm. Yeah, yeah, that's
you get what
true.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it fell short in that way. So it's like, but I felt something similar with Elin Harris's because at the end of his memoir, he talks a lot about publishing his books and like what that was like at the time, and then like that was just
Mm.
it, and it's just like, okay, we could have gotten so much more. Unfortunately, he passed away before he could like maybe
Peak.
write a second part or write another one. Not necessarily
Mm-hmm.
peak, he was doing good, like he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
self-published back in the 80s,
Yeah, yeah,
90s.
yeah.
That's a big fucking deal back then, right? Because he was selling books
Yeah.
out of his car and you know
Yeah.
going to independent bookstores and driving around and all this other stuff. So it was just
Mm-hmm.
like he wrote it at the peak of his career. So
Mm.
it's like there was still life lived that could
To
have
be done, there's
attributed to
still more work. Yeah. Yeah,
that could
yeah,
have
yeah.
like, so like I wonder if like, oh, this leaves space for like she's still living, right? So it's like she's still gonna learn things, she's still gonna heal things, she's still gonna
Mm-hmm.
like get better as an author, she's still gonna like all of these things. I wonder if there will be another one.
Yeah, that's my only thing with sometimes memoirs is like you want to write it when you're alive and fresh because like when are you gonna like the now and the present is best because you don't
Right.
know when tomorrow is gonna be your last day, right? Hate to be
Right.
morbid, but that's just the reality
Oh
of it.
yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like maybe documenting as you go along. Like I'm thinking like maybe if you documented your stuff as you go along and writing down journal prompts and writing down things just in the event maybe you do pass that you have it documented where somebody that you trust interests to write it or if you get to a certain age of like 80s 90s like similar to
Right.
Cicely Tyson. That's why I enjoyed her book so much because it felt complete. Like girl, you
Yeah.
90 what 95 I think she passed away
Right.
and she passed away literally the day after the book was published.
Oh really? I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
or the day before or after, something
Oh, I didn't
crazy.
realize that. That sounds like mama
Yes,
said, "Oh, my work here is finito.
exactly. Because I
My work here
remember
is
it
done."
vividly. I was like, dang, you really left right when the book was out there. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I just want to Cicely Tyson.
That's
She
crazy. I
passed.
didn't realize that.
Yeah, she passed away 2020, January 28th, 2021. And then her book came out. When was it published? I think the book came out literally January 28th. She died on the day it came out.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very much full circle. Like, oh, I
It's
did what
full
I had to do
circle.
now. Go ahead. Bye.
Yeah. I feel like if I feel like that's when memoirs are just the best. Depending, like if you're telling a specific period in life, then I get it. Like Trevor Noah's is very good because he's just really talking about before and growing up in apartheid. And the same thing with Sophia Sinclair. She's talking about growing up in a Rastafarian lifestyle and
Right.
how that has transformed her into the writer she is now. So then that looks like, oh, later on in life, there is a part two, or The Color of Water. Same,
Yes.
I feel like that's also kind of
But that, yeah, like that,
complete-ish.
I was gonna say that felt complete though, because
Mm-hmm.
his main focus was talking about what it was like growing up with a Jewish mother
Mother,
as a Black
Jewish
kid. So
mother.
it was like
Yeah.
it wasn't, although it's about his life, it was more about his
Mm-hmm.
mother's life.
Yes.
And it that definitely came full circle.
Yeah.
Um, would you ever write a memoir?
Mm, no. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would write a memoir personally because I don't know. I don't think I've peaked, but I haven't peaked where I need to be like, I need to
Mhm.
write this down for people to know, right?
Okay.
Like, I think there are certain things like I've thought about would I write about the religious aspect of things?
I was gonna say, Frank, you've told me some stories that you very much absolutely I would
I would
love
I would write that as a novel.
to have it documented and bound. Do you understand me? I want multiple copies. Okay.
I
But like, I also think your perspective on things, like, there's
hmm
totally things that you could, like you said, the religious aspect, there are things that you could like guide people through. Although to you, it's just like, oh,
hmm
I'm just living life. But there are definitely things that you could,
yeah. I know for my mom was like, you're gonna write a novel one day. She was like, a lot of the stuff that, because we were in Jamaica the last time, she was like, a lot of stuff that you're witnessing right now would be really great for a book. And I was like, you not lying though.
yeah, no, some of the
You
stuff you told
not
me, friend, I'd be
lying.
like, what?
Yeah. I mean, I think I would, I don't know. Who knows? I could say no and be like, hmm. I know I
Yeah,
do
then change
want
your
to
mind.
do a book for
Mm-hmm.
my like photography and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I just never thought about actually writing because I don't think I'm like the best writer, but that also takes practice and time and da 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 and reading. We do
Mm-hmm.
a lot of reading here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Would you?
Uh, yes and no. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been through enough, um, just within the last 5 years
Mm-hmm.
to have a full
Yeah. You
memoir,
got it.
right?
You got it,
I
damn.
mean, just the last 5 years of my life. I think my life as a whole. I think a lot of my story isn't just mine to tell. I think a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
things that happened to me, a lot of my traumas are kind of at the feet of other people's traumas, right?
Hmm.
And I don't necessarily think that some of the things are my responsibility to tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny because the other day I happened to come across like a astrology video, and they were just like, Scorpios are put into your life to mirror you, right? Like they are to show you
Hmm.
your faults or your goods, right? Or whatever, the positives and the negatives, to get you to adjust to see things differently. And I was like, baby, if that ain't the story of my life,
You
my
know what?
God, today, if that is not the story of my life.
Hmm.
So it's like I feel like some of the things that I would want to talk about,
Hmm.
that I have put on paper in different ways, I don't feel
Yeah.
like the whole thing is necessarily my place to tell. So yes and no.
You know what I could see you writing about is your great uncles in New Jersey. I feel like if you put your like Walter Mosley slash James McBride hat on with a slash of like Toni Morrison, that would be a very fascinating story.
Oh my gosh. I do want to put together a like my one great uncle, I have his poetry, and I would
Hmm.
love to get that bound. He's the one,
Yeah.
he predicted his one of his poems, he predicts like how he is gonna pass away, and it happened like down to a T.
Wow.
Yeah. I would love to put that, but definitely my Uncle Skeeter. I could sit and talk to y'all
Mm-hmm.
for days about um, just the little things that I know of his life,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But even my great grandfather, like thinking about like to know that his my family started down south, got to New Jersey. My great
Mm-hmm.
grandfather, all his brothers were in the military. They all fought in a war of some sort. That led to them getting separated, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
wasn't cell phones back then. You was waiting for snail mail, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but to see also how their lives mirrored each other's, right? Like him and most of his brothers all had two sets of wives. Like they had their first wife, got married again. So they got
Mm-hmm.
two sets of families, right? There's just all of these things that could be um definitely be spoken about. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Who knows? We might be
my Uncle
eating our
Skeeter.
words in like 5 years, 5, 6 years.
Hey, maybe sooner than that.
Yeah.
But I yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
I always have envisioned that if I do write something, it would be nonfiction. I doubt that I will ever write fiction. I have no desire
Mm.
to write creatively. Like I don't have that doesn't compute in my mind.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, my mind doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not creative in that way. I can't like make up worlds and
Yeah.
do that. Like there aren't characters that live like even with Bernice McFadden, how she talked about like her characters were like living in her. No, all the people that are in my head are real people that have been through things, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
they're my actual, blood. They're my relatives. They're people that I know, or it's myself, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
don't I, I know for a fact it's not gonna be fiction. I know for a big fact
Mm.
that it's not gonna be fiction. So it might not be a memoir, it might be a collection of essays,
Yeah.
right? It might be something like that, but it's not, if I ever come to y'all and be like, I wrote this fiction, know that there was a gun to my head and it was a violent situation. And I had to do it.
But I don't think you give yourself enough credit with these voice notes you be sending me with the creativity and the worlds and the dreams that you have. I think that is also one way to think about to me personally.
Get what you're saying, but I also like not that my dreams are real, but like those are real people too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not dreaming about um Mickey Mouse and them or like fictional. Like even the times that I have dreamt about people that I thought I did not know,
Mm-hmm.
um, like I was recently a dream I had years ago. There was a woman in my dream. She had on this she looked like she was from the 20s. She had on like one of those skirt pantsuits that they would wear in that time period that was kind of like flared at the waist, and she was hugging me really really tight, and she said, "I'm just so proud of you and like I love you so much." And I was like, "I'm so sorry. Like I don't know who you are." And she was like, "Oh baby, I'm mother." Like those exact words. "Oh baby, I'm mother."
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up and I was like, "Mommy, who's mother?" And she was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Home is mother." She was hugging me. She said she was excited to see me, and she pulled pictures out, and she was like, "That's your like great grandmother." Like
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So it's like even the people that I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
they're they real too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody be bothering me, even in my sleep.
I'm so dead.
So that listen, be telling me all kind of business and stuff. So it's like, I don't know, like I couldn't see myself like building up a world, especially with like similar to what Bernice L. McFadden is doing in hers. Like I would want to bridge that gap between generational trauma and
Mm-hmm.
like it's something that I talk about often because it is something that I'm passionate about, right? And because I can see it,
Mm-hmm.
I can see the patterns in my own like I can see the things, right? So I would want to, I don't want it to be fiction. I think there's enough of that people already are just saying is generational or trauma porn.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I
Yeah.
would want like I want people to know that it's my voice. Like I want to live in someone's head and be like, nah, nigga, it's not trauma porn. You just don't think critically. And now that we got that out the way,
Let's get into it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
hunker down. Get your notepad, heifer.
Mm-hmm.
I would want my voice to be very clear, right?
In
Like
that
I want
clear
it to
way.
be like how I speak, like just me rambling
Mm-hmm.
off on my thoughts, right? Because I do speak and I'm like eloquent in some ways, but I'm also talk like a YN. Like I'm also very around the way, like simple in a way that people can understand. And I want that to translate.
Mm-hmm.
So fiction, I ain't.
I feel
No.
that. I get that. I get that.
Every
Yeah.
creative writing class that I've ever had to take, they was like, baby, this is not for you. They be like,
Well,
describe such and such. And I'll be like, it was blue and it felt cold.
my name was blue and I felt
And they be
cold.
like, more. And my version of more is it was very blue
And it was
and
very
it's
cold.
very cold. The fuck? So
Don't
I
question me.
you know what I'm talking about. Um, so yeah, it would definitely be uh nonfiction of some sort, which is funny because that's the genre that I don't read a lot of or like don't feel as confident with, but I know for a fact it'd be a collection of essays or
Yeah. A lot of people, a lot of authors say they don't read, they don't write what they read.
right. That's very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So,
Because I'm like I could eat fiction up all day.
mm-hmm.
But then like I think about Donovan X Ramsey and how
Mm-hmm.
his nonfiction reads like
In
fiction.
fiction.
I
Yeah.
think I want that, right? Like I would want a narrative nonfiction type of work, or
Mm-hmm.
even like Lawrence Burney. I didn't finish reading No Sense in Wishing, but like one of the things that I will say about listening to him speak and like that type of nonfiction is
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important for Black boys to know that they don't have to be this suit wearing
Yeah.
like like he talks very much like how you and I we just be shooting the shit, right? Like he
Mm-hmm.
is just some regular Black man from Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, it's important for kids to see that, right? It's important for
Mm-hmm.
little boys to know that like success doesn't mean being in corporate America or like
Look in a
like
certain way.
yeah, like
Yeah.
success doesn't mean that. Success means other things and looks other ways. It doesn't mean you have to shift yourself so far out of who
Mm-hmm.
you are in order to become, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so are there any
So
memoirs you like thought of while reading this one that you were like, I want to revisit, or ones that you want to read that you haven't?
trying to think. I mean, like I was thinking about I was thinking a little bit about like authors, like I mentioned, like authors that are telling certain perspectives of their life and how well they do it. I would say How to Say Babylon was really great. It made me want to go back and reread that
Okay.
just from like what she was talking about from I guess I just was like it just made me reminisce about that book because it was really a really excellent memoir. Like I think people rave about it, not falsely. Like it's a really great book. It's a really great book. I don't know if I thought of anything off the top of my head that I can think about. Like it might take me some time to marinate to think about like what other books. Um, hmm.
I think it made me appreciate Mainline Mama a little bit more. I read that with the book
Mm-hmm.
club, and at first I was like, it was just okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think Bernice L. McFadden made me realize like there's power in telling your story just in general, no matter
Yeah.
if it like hits the way you intend it to, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so it made me
Yeah.
appreciate that more. But then it made me think like I would like a Walter Mosley memoir. I would like a Percival Everett memoir. I would
Hmm.
like it made me want to reread Jasmine Ward's memoir.
Yeah, I was
That's
actually, you
one.
know what? I was
What?
thinking about that too.
Yeah.
Rereading that one. Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
like even something like that where she like Jasmine Ward has like this very concise through line, right? Where she's
Hmm.
talking about how the deaths of certain people, the men in her life impacted her, and how grief is this thing. Like I would want something like that too, because that feels complete, right? But it also
Hmm.
informs all of her other work.
It informs us so deeply, and I love it. I think I have a video coming out, not a video, a carousel about books that I read for the first time that made me want to reread it again. I was gonna put Memory Reaped,
Hmm.
but then I was like, I also did like why am I blinking on her book? The most recent book, Let Us Descend.
Oh, I think about that so often. What's coming out
Yeah.
that is similar to Dante's Inferno? There's something. What was I saying? Oh, Let Us Descend. There's something that's coming out that is like Dante's Inferno adjacent.
I think I know
Somebody
what you're talking about. Hold
somebody
on.
is going to hell to get something. Oh, R.F. Kuang's new book, Catabasis.
Oh yeah, I heard it's not good.
Now, who you hear that from? You ain't got to say no names, but what I mean is,
I,
are they a credible source?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So then
I don't know, and I
we gonna mind our
know,
business.
yeah, but I've heard that from like I saw that from like 3 or 4 people, but I'm like, I know when I've read Babel or Yellowface, she is a very draw the line in the sand type of author. You either like it or you don't. There's no
Ah, okay. There's no
teeter-tottering.
like in between with her.
Yes. I
Okay.
think, like I've said for Babel, for me personally, it is very academia heavy,
Hmm.
and you really need to read with your fingers sometimes. She really
Yeah,
does
that's
have a
why I
lot
didn't have
going
a
on.
excuse me, that's why I didn't have a good time reading that. Um, I never finished it.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
Um, but there's something else too. There's something else that's coming out. Hold on, let's look at the playlist that I picked that I made for um some anticipated fall releases.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a spectacle of you. I'm actually very excited for. Um,
What was that one? I need to look at the cover.
okay, maybe it just was R.F. Kong's. Okay.
Oh yes, that one looks good.
But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to talk about Firstborn Girls?
No, I think I would recommend this memoir.
Oh, absolutely. I totally
Yeah,
would. I think
I
for
would
readers
recommend it.
specifically, like
Yeah,
or writers, I should say, excuse me, if you
writers,
are
yeah.
a aspiring to be a writer, I think there's a lot of motivation in here. And I think
Mm-hmm.
the like basis of her story is like you can
Yeah.
use your life to write the things and
Mm-hmm.
like your life is gonna inform your work in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. I think I would recommend this book. I did enjoy it. I don't have anything. What about you?
She made me want to read J. California Cooper way sooner. So I told the book club that we're probably
Mm-hmm.
gonna read that as a family next year at some point.
Okay.
Um, because my mom has been like, please read J. California Cooper already. And it's one of those things where like I don't doubt that I'm gonna love it. I just want to be in the right headspace, and I just haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, because I attempted to read In Search of Satisfaction, and I was like, I'm not giving this the attention and the care that it needs. So I put it down.
Yeah. I haven't I haven't read any of her stuff,
Hmm.
and I know I want to. I just haven't put much effort into trying to get to it. Like this year I told myself I would read more Jamaica Kincaid,
Hmm.
and I'm happy I'm gonna start that next week.
Okay.
And then who else? Of course, getting through Octavia stuff and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah, I
like
need to do that too.
yeah, so her memoir came, not her memoir, her biography came out this week too. Positive Obsession.
Yes, I don't have a finished copy, but I do have an arc
Mhm.
and the audiobook. So I'll read it
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get into her work soon
Maybe I'll
at some
finish
point.
this is random. Maybe I'll finish The Wait and add that to my 10 books that I need to finish because I only got a couple more hours to
Okay.
listen to. And that started to get kind of interesting a little bit. Not a lot,
Just a
but
little bit.
yeah, I was
Okay.
like, hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is it. Let us know in the comments, guys, how you felt if you did read Firstborn Girls with us, or if you plan to read it after hearing our review. As we
Mhm.
said earlier, next month we are reading Night Crawling by
Layla La.
Layla. Thank you.
Mhm.
Um, all that information will be down below in the description box. If you would like to email us, whether that be for a question, book
Mhm.
recommendations, if you would like to tell us your business, and we can give you some book recommendations to help you heal because bibliotherapy is a thing. You can email us
Mhm.
at the League of Readers Pod at gmail.com. FYI, Jess checks the email more than me. So I don't be in there. I be minding my business. So just keep that in mind. Follow us on socials, League of Readers Pod on Instagram, on Threads, and our personal information is in there too. Buy my merch or Jess's merch, either or. And we'll see you next week.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.